Clack.
That's what they do.
That's what they do.
Hello, you there? I'm gonna kneel in front of you people. Hello. Whoa, I can't
Kenny,
see
not
this
kneel.
from I'm like a grandpa. I've got to put the glasses on my thing. I'm here in a room with lots of amps and two people who I will talk about in a second. But now I'm gonna move back because I can't even focus on this. Hello, everyone. I don't know why you're watching this, but please do, because I need the money. Because I want a room like this. So I'm expecting 1 million clicks on this video.
Take it. Get it off my hands.
In order of importance, I'm here with Marlon. Right? What's your last name, Marlon?
Espino.
Espino. I didn't know. I had no idea.
It means great composer in Spanish.
And this is Mark, and all he does is just pay him to do the work. Right?
And hang out.
And hang out. So far, all Mark has done today is just play expensive guitars and say, this is cool shit, it's all mine.
Kind of what I do every day.
I like it. I'm having fun. I hope nobody sends me actual work to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what you do.
That's exactly right.
So, can't believe it, but I'm in Mark's studio in Le Carmel, as they say in France.
And I'm Horse from the NAMM show.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel. Well, you guys know what that's like. I haven't been to that thing in a long time. And
I'm Donkey from the NAMM show.
I forgot, well, it was really fun, super fun, but I forgot how you yell, you scream.
It's horrible.
And,
it's
and
not
I
a
don't know
nice
how you
place
guys,
to be, right?
Yeah, it's loud.
I mean, it's guitars and all that shit's nice.
We had lunch. We were outside. There was a metal band playing, and I said, you know what? Can we just go inside? We went inside. How many drummers? 60?
It was like a drum solo.
Yeah. Like the whole. And then as soon as I finished my food, they stopped.
NAMM is fun because it's seeing friends for me. That's primarily the thing. It's all about the people. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the gear is all good. But I mean, you can't really check out the gear, especially the acoustic stuff. Oh, play this new guitar.
They did have that one, who was it that had a booth, like you could go in to hear the acoustics. I can't remember who that was, but that's the only possible way you could possibly do it. And even that, they had a whisper room. We went in the whisper room, and it was loud. And I go, I want to go in this whisper room. I go in the whisper room, it's still loud.
Yeah.
It's not fun. So you guys think NAMM is fun, but it isn't. So take it not from me, who's an old grouch.
I had fun.
Take it from this old grouch.
I'm broke.
So what are we doing here?
Yes, sorry. I digressed.
Let's get to the point here. I don't know what the point is. So the problem is being in Mark Mancina's studio, having the chance to talk to these guys. What do you talk about? On this channel, we'll talk about guitars, which is why he's holding guitars, trying to advertise the brands and getting free shit. He's all about the free shit. He actually pays money for stuff. I don't know why. Why would you pay money for guitars if you can get them for free?
Every luthier and guitar shop in the universe just went, what? He gets things for free?
Like, why don't you do what I do? Just get shit for free. It's so much better.
I just have dignity.
I don't have that. I wore myself out. So, yeah, we'll talk about guitars and amps and why he has them.
We have to.
Which I don't understand because stuff goes.
Because I do orchestra stuff.
Yeah. I don't get it.
I don't either.
I have a billion questions, but let's roll back a millisecond and go, who is this guy? Because he can walk around NAMM and nobody really recognizes him.
Thank God.
Which is so weird.
It's like being John Mayer, only the opposite.
No, you like Sting.
Yeah, a lot.
Your stuff has been heard as much or probably more than fucking Sting.
I don't know about that.
You don't?
But I mean, I have sold a lot of records.
1.5 billion clicks on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. You told me that. That's a lot.
And that's not the only song you've
played. We did that song here.
On, right?
We did 90% of that song in here.
You've played on that.
Which one?
Yeah. How Far I'll Go.
How Far I'll Go.
You've played on that.
Played on all of them.
What's it like to have played on something that
made
only
no money
on YouTube that made no money, that only on YouTube has 1.5 billion hits?
That's a good question. I don't know.
And it's kind of surreal.
Yeah, I never thought about it.
How do you get out of bed in the morning without feeling like I'm hot shit?
No.
You don't think you're hot shit?
No.
That's why you're cool. See, I walk around with a constant I'm hot shit boner. It's just like I'm like, don't even talk to me because I work in Moana.
You know, okay? I'll tell you something. It's such a relief to finally get the songs done for a movie, especially a Disney movie, because there's a lot of scrutiny.
Oh yeah, he writes shit for Disney movies. While we're talking, let's do this. I'm gonna do a lot of editing and put a lot of movie covers in here that those guys have worked on, so you kind of get an idea of who we're dealing with. That way, I don't have to fanboy and go, oh my God, you worked on Tarzan? Oh my God, you worked on Tarzan?
I was looking forward to that aspect of this interview.
Oh wait, okay. Hey Mark, you know you worked on Tarzan, right? With Phil Collins, right?
Tarzan.
Did you do planes?
Yes.
I didn't see it. But you did Moana, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Both.
Wow.
So did he.
You did like Con Air, right?
Yes.
Wow. And Speed, right?
Yes.
Speed 2? No.
Yes.
What, really?
Yeah, I didn't really care for that movie, but it was.
It's on a boat, man. It's bigger, speedier.
What was difficult was that they, when we did Speed 1, it was so fun and so great, and then they kept saying they were looking for the right script. They got to find the right
They
story.
did not.
And years later, they called and went, "We got it. We've got the story."
It's a cruise
and I
ship.
thought they were joking.
Did you do Snakes on a Plane?
No, thank
Because
God.
that's why. Come on, how cool would it
My
be?
friend did that. Trevor did. Raven did.
How cool would it be to say, I did Snakes on? Who did Sharknado? Was it you? We're talking about really good shit now. Anyway, so yeah, he did all that. Moving on. So, where were we?
Training day.
Training day? No, we were done with your
Oh,
credits.
sorry.
We were
I
done.
want to keep saying my
We were
credits.
done. Also, before that, what should we go in this? Before you
Artist
did
Rush. What?
what?
Sorry. Bad Boys.
Eastwood stuff?
Yes.
That Eastwood movie?
I did the new one. Yeah.
And
We had fun. Marlon played a lot in that movie, I have to say. He did a lot of guitar work.
Okay, so let's get into this because we cannot literally go into all the questions I possibly have about film scoring and your sound libraries and the tech stuff and what audio interface do you use. I mean,
Yeah.
I could be I'm seeing Trash Can Macs in there that have sound libraries.
They
on
haven't
them.
been turned on.
I was
Honestly,
going to say.
they're
like,
backups.
We have to keep them though, because like right now we're working on the new Moana, which has
Which we
material
did
from the
10 years
original
ago.
from 2014.
9 years ago? 2014, 10 years ago.
Yeah, and we have to be able to pull up that
Because we're
original material.
resurrecting bits of it.
I don't even know. I mean, let me for 1 second. I'll show you a B-roll of those computers. I don't even understand because you're in a sequence. You're working in Cubase, which means you're the coolest people on the planet because only the coolest people use Cubase. It's a fact. Steinberg isn't even paying me for that, but they should. Hey, Sebastian. He's the product manager for Cubase. I love you. Give me free shit. I had to buy the last Cubase because it takes a week for them to send me a code. I didn't want to wait. So I spent money.
I feel bad for you.
Yeah. I don't get only free shit, as you
you do.
say.
Only guitars.
So tell me how that works. What is on those computers?
Those are samplers. So we have, I think, 4. Each one is each section of the orchestra for Mars.
Yeah, but technically, what do you...
Like what sounds?
No. I mean, it's a computer. So are you running that with a screen and you have, let's say, native something open and you're addressing that with MIDI? How does it work? How are they samplers?
Yeah, there's a MIDI controller over here.
Okay.
And then this sends MIDI signals to the 4 samplers, and then it plays back through a mixer through Pro Tools.
So you're literally treating it as an outboard sampler. It's got you're booting them up.
Mm-hmm.
You have the standalone something player.
Yes.
We
Okay.
have all sorts of libraries because we have been doing this forever. So we've gone through every library. In fact, I was one of the first investors in Spitfire. When Spitfire started, I don't remember how many composers they got, but they got I want to just say 16 maybe, to invest in their company to get them going. And then they gave us kind of like a golden ticket with them so that if it worked, over the years we could get upgrades and things like that. So
Can you hook a brother up?
kind of what?
Can you hook a brother up?
No. Well, I can, but not you. No, I.
It's okay.
So we,
Wait. Who connected you with Panucci and McMahon and all these guys?
I know. I cannot remember how I met those guys.
Weird. I
Seems
mean,
to have
look,
slipped my
when I
mind.
have friends, I
And
hook
this too.
I hook brothers up. Okay.
This Valiant, I don't know where that Igor and those guys. I don't even know where they came from.
He just bought the whole Tube Workshop booth. There are 5 amps on that booth, and they're all here. I don't know what happened.
That's all I can say.
someone told Mario, hey, give this poor guy, he doesn't have a lot of money, give him a deal. So he went home, I mean, not him, Wyatt over there, drove 5 hours with the amps because he can't be asked to.
Shipping charges.
Yeah, shipping charges. That's how that works. So I hook my friends up, but no, samples? Oh no, can't possibly do that.
I'll get you a flute sample.
One articulation
See flute now,
of a flute. Great. Because I need that so much.
Trills.
Trills only. Piccolo trills.
Oh, God. Yes. Well, anyway, so we've gone through libraries, and then Marlon has figured out every time, we upgrade or whatever, how to consolidate so that we were using 4 trash cans, right? Or 2 or 3?
5.
Yeah, but we're not anymore, right?
We've consolidated.
Yeah.
We've changed the way.
So we've kind of figured out, And then, of course, we're always looking for the best sonics for orchestra sounds because they're very difficult to do, especially woodwinds. So we're always looking for new sounds. So that's the only kind of thing that we're changing now.
So where did you land on now?
Oh, it's a
mixture. It's a mixture of
Ton of different things.
proprietary stuff, Spitfire and other companies. Mark goes through and picks his favorites and we program.
Are you all doing this in the box now? Not like external computers? Is it all? Because the computers are so freaking powerful now.
They are. Yeah,
I don't see a reason. I can't imagine any kind. Maybe I don't do the scores of the size that you do. I can't imagine any orchestration that would not be handled by one of the new Studio Macs.
It is, but what we do is it used to be all live at all times, and now we don't. So we activate as we're using them, so it allows us to be on one
that's
machine.
a great thing that he came up with. And it's just a way to not load everything, but if I want it, I just press it and it's on. So it's like, it doesn't take a long time to load.
Load samples as you need them.
As you need them.
That's a big
Which
thing.
is correct, which works great. It didn't used to work, but
if
he
you have like an
figured it out.
800 gigabyte drum kit,
Yeah.
Don't load the freaking.
Do we need all the cymbals?
Don't load the bell. No.
Right.
Load it the first time you're hitting it.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense.
And with the orchestra too, there's a lot of cues that we do that might be very orchestral. There's a lot of stuff we do that's not. So why have the whole orchestra load when you're not even using it?
Because your sequence booted up immediately when you did that earlier.
It did, but that didn't have a lot of stuff in it. It takes it takes
slower
to load sequences doing it this way, but I think it's been really good to
really
us
efficient
because it allows us to be a little more mobile.
But the computer should be fast enough to handle that stuff now. As long as you got the hard drive throughput, which now, I had a Mac Pro, the cheese grater.
Yeah.
And I put an Excelsior drive in there from OWC.
Yeah.
And that gives you 6.8 gigs a second. And now I've got the Studio and the new Mini. So you're down to external drives. But Thunderbolt 4 gets you 2.8 a second, which should be enough for any kind of work. And I think Thunderbolt 5 now gets you to how much? I think it's back up to like the 6 gigs a second if you've got the right drive, which compared to having 4 or 5 trash cans, being able to run an external drive and probably one of the Mac Minis. Where do we live? I work off of one of the Minis, and that's as big as a slice of toast.
I know, it's crazy.
That computer does everything I needed to do.
One of the problems that we have, because I think we have to go back to The Lion King, 1994.
What he's going to say has nothing to do with The Lion King, but he wanted to rub in, I also did The Lion King.
Oh, I also worked on The Lion King. Now, I produced the songs on The Lion King way back, and I think I sort of created this little niche for myself of being a what would now be called a hybrid type of composer, where it's not just traditional instruments, but it's also ethnic instruments, whether it be African or whatever. And so our template gets bigger and bigger because we have to have all of these sounds that aren't orchestral around, especially for Moana. And then, we've got an entire drum kit downstairs, a Polynesian drum kit.
I saw it.
We have to. You got to film that.
B-roll right now.
It's such a beautiful kit. It's Marlon's, and so on the last movie, Marlon did a ton of percussion, and then Opataya's son did a bunch of percussion as well. And so the combo of putting those two guys together, different styles, but Marlon's been studying this stuff, so the sound of those two guys.
Looking at traditional Polynesian kind of beats and stuff, or you just whack at it and see what comes out?
A little bit of both. I think Matatea really brings
He's the
authentic,
son.
Opie's son. He's amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, and then I just try to do kind of what
Whatever works for the
Mark
cue,
do for
right?
years, and just try to bring a little Western and tie the two things together. And but as far as it comes to like culturally specific things, Matatea is the guy.
It's a weird line that we always have because we're not making a documentary.
Yeah.
You don't want Moana to be a documentary. Nobody wants to know, oh, that's actually a traditional drum beat. No, it's got to work. So yes, we're aware of the culture and we respect the culture and we want to honor the culture, but we also are writing an orchestral score for a Disney movie. So we have to be able to have all of those elements working.
Well, if the culture is generally, let's say, happy and cheery and festive, but you need to have tension in the scene, then you need to move away from what culturally works.
Well, also, as you know, if you listen to that music, it's very simple music generally. So I can't write.
You don't know how to write complicated shit.
I can't write three
Come
chords.
on.
Exactly. So thank God they hired me. I know he does everything.
I loved, and I don't know if you know, now it's my turn. I did some prog stuff with some faces.
Okay, are we over? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, he worked with Yes, so he also did some prog stuff. Okay.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Phil Collins. Go ahead.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
Yep.
We have fun together. I like this guy a lot. I like this guy a lot. I like this guy a lot.
I loved using instruments that you usually wouldn't find in prog. Alpenhorn.
That's one, yeah, for sure. That'd be weird though, wouldn't it?
Actually,
that'd be a real Spinal Tap thing.
Who did Vocal Planet? You know Vocal Planet.
Yeah.
They had this sample library still on CDs with all these ethnic instruments, and they had these beautiful Alpenhorn samples, and it's just an amazing drone. So I used those a lot, and taiko drums and stuff in prog. Now I thought, honestly, because I saw that Thomann has their own brand of Alpenhorns, I really
like real ones?
Yeah. Beautifully
How do you get them
made.
home? How do you get them home?
They are in cases, and they disassembled in 3 parts.
Oh, they do? They're modular? Does a goat come with it?
I could ask.
Is it a ram? What do they have in Alpenhorn?
Goats, rams, yeah.
Okay.
So I really thought about doing a Henning learns how to play Alpenhorn in trade for an actual Alpenhorn. I want that. Do you have one?
No, but you know what?
Need a hookup? Need an Alpenhorn hookup?
If you did that, I'll bet you'd have as many viewers as I have.
Which brings us, of course, there's a very nice segue there. Mark has a channel.
I do.
And he's trying to take YouTube by storm. So you would think, honestly, when you're the guy that wrote frickin' Tarzan, by the way, the camera right now is standing.
Oh, yeah.
On a, whatever this thing is called, drum.
It's like a kind of an African conga, sort of.
Africonga. That was in Tarzan.
Yeah.
So that's what we're using as the tripod for this video. That's decadently stupid. I just grabbed it outside. I didn't know what I was touching. Otherwise, I wouldn't have touched it. I know there's loads of inappropriate jokes.
That's okay.
Yeah, we're not going to go there.
No, we don't want to be here.
Where was I? You were saying something.
Raquel Welch.
No. Tarzan, no.
What was I saying?
Where were we? YouTube. Yes.
Oh, my YouTube channel.
Yes.
That's what we forgot.
So he wants to take YouTube by storm.
We forgot.
And you would think that the guy who did all that stuff
would have a few friends.
would have a few friends that
Maybe I've pissed everybody
that
off.
subscribe to the channel. And I watched his videos that, of course, he didn't make. He's just appearing in them because he's got his people. They're beautifully edited. They're short, which is apparently what YouTube likes. And I would watch them for hours doing stuff, but they're like, 5 minutes, 6 minutes talking about Moana and planes and Disney and Lion King. It's amazing material, and all of about 90 people subscribe to it. So,
92.
I'm sorry.
Don't short me.
I'm sorry. So I know you're looking forward to that big YouTube monetizing money, and that can start that can start at 1,000 subscribers.
1,000. How far am I? Oh, I'm pretty far away from
You're pretty far away. Could you please subscribe to
watch it.
Mark's channel? I'll link below. And give the
Just
man
do it as a favor.
Give the
Don't
man
even-
a sub.
You don't even have to watch.
It's really well done. Like a good steak. I don't know.
That sounds good. That's nice of you. Thank you.
So
I actually am just doing it because I'd like to. There's a lot of people ask me the same questions all the time when I meet them. A lot of younger composers, people that are working on things, or how do I get in the business, or I play guitar and I'm not sure how I could use my guitar skills in the industry, stuff like that. And because I kind of came in a weird way. Now it's way more common, but we're talking if we go back to the 90s, it was a little less common. And because I kind of came in that way, I know a lot about it. So people kind of ask me the same questions, and I thought, well, maybe I should just talk about this, and then that way people can check it out and learn something. And
you should start a channel, and we make sure that it just always has one more sub than his. I think that would be freaking hilarious.
On it. Yeah.
I'll help you out.
Where's that tonight?
Because I'll hook a brother.
There's a freeze warning tonight. You heard about that.
Well, if it's
and outside's going to be freezing.
If it's going to be cold tonight, then your apartment where I'm staying is going to be
really cold.
This morning, I wanted to get my chapstick and put it on my lips, and it was frozen.
I forgot to turn the heat on for him.
There is no heat.
But what I was thinking
there literally is no heat.
We could buy some hamburger and you could keep it cold in there.
You could. I was talking to Leslie this morning, sitting in front of the space heater, which I found this morning after the night, with my hoodie on, and you're like, there is no heat in here.
I was at my house, I was burning up.
He spends all his money on guitars.
No heat.
But his guests are freezing.
All my guests are freezing.
Let's talk about guitars, because you have a lot of these.
Yeah.
And you have everything Tube Workshop makes, and then some. So Mark asked me a couple of months ago, so what should I get? I want to have this amp wall. I said, well, a Royalist would be good. A Friedman would be good. The Frayette Deliverance is a killer amp. And then 3 days later, it's like, I have these. What do I do with them now? And it's all here. It's good.
Well,
wait, it's good to be king. That should be a song.
I just can't wait to be good to be king.
Yeah, that one.
I just can't wait to be king.
Just can't wait to be
This
good
is
to be
like
king.
the extreme amp simulator that doesn't simulate.
Yeah. I mean, maybe one day you have a wall as cool as mine.
Yeah,
but,
you got a cool wall, I will say. A really cool wall. I've watched your wall many times.
Work on it. It's gonna come.
I'm working on it. But I
We'll
have
do
to
a
say
couple
that
more movies.
as Marlon will agree with me, I know he will because we've talked about this. There's just nothing like a real amp. There's nothing like it. I love the Quad Cortex. I love all the stuff that's out. Fantastic.
Oh, he's opening up a whole
Plug in a real.
can of
I know they're going to kill me.
comments now. It's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. No, my Quad Cortex is best, and Fractal sounds even better. And
That means I'm only going to have 70 viewers.
now they're going away.
No, I mean,
Subscribe.
really, I mean, and also I think age has something to do with it because I'm an older guy, sort of.
So much
A
older.
lot older. And, we grew up on amps. So when you plug into an amp, it just has a thing. And when you plug into the Fractal or the Quad Cortex, that has a thing. They're both fun. They're both a blast. But just as far as sonics go.
Tim Pierce, do you know Tim Pierce?
I do.
Of course, good friend of mine. He subscribed to my channel. Is he subscribed to your channel?
I don't think he is.
Isn't.
No, nobody is.
I got Tim.
And I've known Tim. I hired Tim many times. It was so funny. We were talking at the NAMM show, and I said, Tim, the last time I saw you, you're probably behind the glass working on something. And he goes, did you hire me? I go, Tim, I've hired you like 20 times on commercials.
He played "You'll Be in My Heart," the most
but I didn't do
iconic
that.
intro ever.
I didn't do that. I did the movie version of "You'll Be in My Heart." He did the pop version.
Oh, so he did the good one.
I'm calling Phil.
You'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart.
Yeah, he did the good one.
Go
Henning.
right ahead. Call
He
Phil.
did that good one. Yeah, really. I'll show you. Hello? He's not picking up. Yeah. Actually, that was my first thing with Phil Collins. But I will say this very quickly. In 1976, 77, I hid in an elevator at the Sunset Marquee and rode up and down until Genesis got in the elevator to meet them. And I have a picture of it. I didn't really want to meet Phil as much as I wanted to meet Tony Banks because I was a keyboard player. And I sat out there with Tony and talked to him, and it was just bizarre. It was during the Trick of the Tail tour. And so when I met Phil later to do You'll Be in My Heart, and I had already done it, and he loved it, so that was a good way to meet him. I said, I hid in an elevator, and he goes, were you one of those guys, you want to know what key everything's in, why Tony plays in B flat? And I go, yeah, that was me. He goes, yeah, there's about 100 of you guys, and none of you guys were chicks, ever. You're all guys, every time, and guys just want to talk to us about keyboard sounds. I go, yeah, it was me. What size cymbal do you have? All that stupid.
But then you put out anyway.
I did.
Of course.
Of course.
Wow. I was 1 year old.
Well, I was only 10.
Okay.
Yeah, now I lost another 10 subscribers.
Moving on. So, when I think of Tarzan, Moana, or really anything you do, the last thing that comes to mind is electric guitar.
There's a lot of electric guitar on Moana and a lot on Mufasa.
Really? Yeah.
There's a lot of Mufasa. If you listen to the
lot
Mufasa
of
songs, there's a lot of guitar work. He played a lot of
He
it.
wants to rub in that also he did Mufasa.
Oh yeah, left that one out. No, I just worked on the songs on that one with Lynn, my friend Lynn.
Okay, you would say the whole name.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
What did he do? Who is he even?
He did some rap.
He's the guy in the balloon in that series with his dark materials.
What?
You don't know?
No.
There's
It's Dark Materials.
He has its 2 or 3 seasons. I think it's called His Dark Materials. Yes, and he dies at the end. Sorry for spoiling that, but he's the guy in the balloon. He's an actor.
I'm lost. We talking about the same guy?
Yeah.
Lin Miranda.
Yeah, he acts.
Well, I know he acts.
Yeah.
He wrote Hamilton. That guy?
What? Hammer?
Anyway,
I don't know. No idea what that is.
I don't know. Anyway, yes, Mufasa. There's a lot of guitar on
You sure what?
Mufasa.
He's in a balloon. He's got a leather jacket on.
It sounds like Wizard of Oz. They just fly away and go goodbye.
No, there's a talking polar bear. You don't know His Dark Materials?
No.
It's about parallel universes and...
When what is this on? Is it on
think-
TV?
Yeah.
I mean, what though?
It's just HBO maybe? It's super big production. It's called His Dark Materials, right?
You know what, Lynn? I'm so sorry, but I haven't watched it.
It's not as bad as it seems.
What is wrong
Too
with
busy
you?
working on these movies.
But talking about Hamilton that nobody freaking has heard of.
Man gets lucky just a couple of times. Sing it, Hester.
I have no idea. Have you heard of it? Have you seen it?
See,
What
but
is
he's
it?
younger.
Musical. Theater.
Do you have to go out of the house to see that?
You do.
See, I don't do that.
Me neither.
I don't go out of the house.
Me neither.
I don't do that. Yeah, he comes to your place and probably performs it live.
We didn't talk about Juror Number 2.
Did you do Juror Number 1? And that's a sequel? I haven't seen that yet.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
This is probably the kind of interview that you've never done. There's probably serious people
I
talk.
won't say that I've never done an interview quite like this, Henning.
There's probably
This
serious
is
people
definitely
talking to
a
you.
number one in my life.
It's like, I mean, you are on YouTube a lot.
I am?
Yeah. Not on your channel.
Oops,
That's
just-
all. Nobody watches that. But
Whose channel am I on?
when you type in Mark Mancina, it's like loads of interviews.
Oh,
and
you know what it is?
There's a lot of stuff.
I think it's because Disney does a lot of publicity stuff, video stuff, and they always do it. God, they do it when we're in the middle of the score. I mean, the last time they did it, they wanted to do it at 7 a.m. before we start the orchestra session that day. And I'm going, there's no way, man. I mean, we were up finishing cues before the next day. So then they were like, okay, how about if we do it 5? Well, okay, after a long recording and a week or whatever we did, you know, it's hard to do that. And then I forget that I've done them. And then I forget what I've said and I forget everything. And then all of a sudden I'll see something on YouTube and I'll go, oh.
I watched there's a 7-minute behind the scenes Moana 2 on Disney Plus. And I watched that and you're in it.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. But I tell you this. When we were doing the interview, and this is before Moana 2 came out, the interviewer said, are you aware that, you know, millions and millions of people are waiting for this movie? And I said, are you sure about that? He goes, absolutely. You don't know that? And I said, no. I mean, we did the first movie and it did well, but we've never thought that it did great. But
I was aware of it, but love Disney movies, love them to death. But I was at the stage of my life where when that came out, I wasn't watching every Disney movie.
yeah,
So after you wrote me an email, because he wrote me.
I wanted a guitar.
Yeah, he wanted a guitar. He's like, give me. Get me free shit, you get free shit, I want free shit. Look who I am. No, he didn't. He didn't do that. He just said he likes my channel, which I was like...
I do like his
I'm
channel.
writing back like, are you that Mark? He's like, yeah. So let's talk about guitars. Didn't want to talk about Disney, just wanted to talk about guitars. And then I went and watched the movie and didn't think it was going to grab me that much. But when it comes to number twos, that's poop.
It was the music.
Of course it was. Of course it was the music. It was your performance on the music. When it comes to number twos,
Are all your interviews this long, or is this a long one?
oh yeah, where we're not even started yet. I never.
Sun goes down.
I don't think I've ever seen a Disney number two. Tarzan 2? Nope. Lion King,
No,
there's
they
a number
did.
2. Isn't there a number 2?
2.5.
They did, but yeah.
And they did Tarzan too.
You did that.
No,
Was that theatrical?
No,
Dave did it.
You're credited for it.
no, but it's because I had some themes in it, but I didn't do it. Dave Metzger did it, who orchestrated. I think Dave did it.
I think it was structured differently. I don't think they did.
Yeah,
it as
no,
a
it's
feature.
nothing like no.
They did it. as
That was a
direct,
direct to
Direct
video
to DVD. Yeah.
You know, and I mean with Moana 2, they really wanted to do something great, and that was the pressure on that because I don't want to ruin the brand. You know, honestly, when you have a hit, you don't want to wreck it.
Usually a number 2 is like, okay, well,
Almost always a number
that's going to
2.
be direct to Disney Plus. So I heard like 500 people at least saw it. Moana 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
510.
Yeah.
Same as on my channel.
Is it me
Minus
binging?
400.
Or is it you binging?
It's me because you have to understand something. When I'm in an interview this long, there are so many people trying to get a hold of me. There's lawyers.
The bank saying, hey, more money came in.
Yeah.
What guitar do you want to buy?
Actually, I just got the opposite. I got my bill. Anyway, yes, Moana 2 has done amazing. One of those things. I think it was just the right timing. I think people were ready for it, I guess, and people loved it. And I don't know, we watched it in Hawaii for the premiere, and when you see something you've worked on forever, and you hear it, you're always like, I remember the first time I saw Lion King. When we finished The Lion King, it was called The King of the Jungle, by the way. Before it came out, they changed the name, thank God. King of the Jungle would have been lame.
He's not even in the jungle. It's the savannah.
Whatever.
Doesn't make sense.
King of the Savannah. But I remember going to see it by myself in LA, and I just thought it sounded terrible. I just thought, this movie's, the sound isn't good. That's what I took away. And then, of course, it came out and was massive. So obviously I was wrong.
movie
I was
again?
too close to it.
Have I seen
It's
that?
called Lion King. It's about a
it
bear,
about a drug
bear
dealer?
and a goat and a bear, I think.
Goat and a bear. Okay, I'll check it out. Sounds familiar. I don't know. But you said on Moana there's a lot of, let's get back to electric
Mufasa.
guitar, which is what we do here.
Mufasa has a lot of electric guitar. Moana does too. Moana does too. Moana Get Lost.
You talking the second one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Get Lost.
Wawa. I mean, there's Wawa electric
Don't
guitar.
talk about the second one. I haven't seen the second one. I would have had to go
Well,
to
the first one, we do
I
have
would have had to
electric
go to
guitar.
the movie theater, and if a single middle-aged guy goes to the movie theater with all these small kids, I'm getting flagged as a pedophile.
Yeah.
Which by now
you probably do
I
anyway.
might, because I was wearing that shirt where I didn't know it had Pedo Bear on it. I had no
I
idea.
can't believe
people.
you wore that shirt.
I didn't. I'm getting lots of comments because my video from yesterday, I was actually wearing it. I was like, why are you wearing Pedo Bear? I didn't know that's what it was.
Subscribers.
I had no idea. So I can't go and see that by myself, but if I take Leslie
Leslie won't go first.
Leslie won't go because it's a Disney movie. And
like,
you
nah.
did it, and she really hates you.
Right,
now.
no, she hates me.
Yeah.
So there's two against me.
So
Yes.
let's not talk about that movie. Let's
Electric
go-
guitar.
Let's go to something that I know.
Well, the first movie, the first Moana has Shiny.
Shiny like a treasure from a sunken pirate wreck.
Shiny. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
a David Bowie thing.
it's like a
And
David
I
Bowie
did
thing.
the slide for the, I did everything. Moon Age Daydream Sound. I went for the Bowie thing. I grew up with that music.
How far ago has like an acoustic in the beginning, right? Like a nylon string?
Nylon.
Yeah, that's my nylon string here. Which one would you use? Romaneos?
I'll have to look at the
I know, I can't
sequence. I
remember.
can't remember.
What's really weird is, so we're going through that movie now. We're re-recording everything. And so we haven't started the score yet, but we're re-recording the songs. So it's weird because I'm listening to what I did 10 years ago to remember what some of the parts were and this and that. And
Let's go to this. You're re-recording, rearranging,
yeah,
rewriting?
everything.
Like,
Well, we're rewriting the score.
Okay.
Rewriting the songs, no, but the songs will be different because we're redoing them and they'll just come out different. When we did the songs originally,
Slight tweaks for the arrangement, right?
and vocals, I think we're going to do more background vocal stuff. I think we're going to, we were making that up as we went as far as the songs go. We didn't know if any of these songs were going to end up in it. We did songs that never ended up in the movie. So when we were doing How Far I'll Go, we didn't know, oh, this is going to be the single. We didn't know anything. We were just recording it and making sure it was really good.
Same vocalists?
What?
Same vocalists?
New.
No, because
Some-
it's actors,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's the people in the show.
Really?
So, well, The Rock is doing it.
You're welcome.
Correct.
So, and he's in both,
he's
but
in
He
that
is,
way.
they have to
the who?
Rock. He's an actor.
Not familiar.
Dwayne. I think his name is Dwayne Jackson.
Oh. I'll look him up. I don't know. Not familiar.
He's yeah. So it's really fun because I think that these live action Disney movies, I'm not really a big fan in that, of course, many people have said this. I'm sort of used to the animation, all the expressions, everything that you get with an animated character. Whereas a real character, like a real lion, I don't get as much of a character out of it. However, this movie, because it's people,
different.
lends itself to being a live action movie. It could be very, very, very good. We haven't seen anything yet, but we're going to see
Curious to
something.
see how they're going to do the shark thing.
Right.
And I mean, I would imagine there's got to be a lot of CGI because they've got to do stuff
Because Dwayne is
on the
not a
water.
shark.
Yeah, and he's only 4 feet tall. People don't know that. Oh, yeah. Wow. It's very, very short.
I had no idea.
Very short. We arm wrestled in Hawaii, and it was weird because I took him down immediately.
Leslie said it's the first Disney movie she might watch because there's a big chance that he's shirtless most of the time.
Yes, his wife specifically asked me to ask Dwayne to take his shirt off on this movie so she would watch it.
Hey, make it happen.
That would be a real weird phone call for me to make.
So, this YouTuber I'm watching, he's got a wife who's horny for you. So could you please take your shirt off more in the movie?
Sure. I don't think that's going to fly.
Look, we can ask.
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen? I could be fired.
Doesn't hurt to ask. So on Shiny, I can see that. That's kind of a 70s
So Shiny has a
rock
lot
thing,
of electric guitar. The first song doesn't it? Doesn't Where You Are? It's got that.
It's an electric bass part. That's the
got that-
J45.
Oh, see, he remembers everything. That's what I'm saying. So I have a J45. We should have that out here too because I have a J45, 1950. It's an acoustic guitar.
Gibson.
It has been on so
we
many
can't
songs.
show Gibsons on the channel.
Oh,
We can barely say the word.
yeah, screw 'em.
Because screw 'em.
Screw 'em. Anyways, it's not a J45. It's a
B45.
Martin.
Yeah.
Scratch that part. What else, Marlon, has electric guitar?
Well, the new version of How Far We Go, we just put a ton of electrics on it, but the original didn't have it. It had a bunch of Martins and
Yeah.
a lot of acoustics.
Yeah,
Saws.
saz. The saz is all over that movie too. It's like a Turkish instrument.
Ah.
And then does we
It's
know
a
the
pretty
way?
sparse arrangement, if I remember that.
It is. It's mostly acoustics, like 3 or 4 acoustics.
Yeah,
a high
but
string.
again, Steve, the reason that is that we were starting this movie. We didn't know what is Polynesian music. What is it? There's 7,000 islands down there. It's not one music. So we were kind of, well, let's make sure we're organic. Let's make sure we're this. Let's make sure we're that. On the second movie, it was like, you know what? Let's push the boundaries out a little bit.
You
It's a
can't
little
put
bit too
ukulele in
limited.
everything. You can't just go uke everywhere.
No, and also, we were getting nailed on the uke because the uke is a Hawaiian thing. So we were getting nailed on that. So then we used the Tahitian mandolin, Tahitian
They call it
ukulele.
Tahitian uke, yeah.
That's a great sound. So I don't know. We just use whatever sounds good.
But for what I'm getting right now is, we used an electric guitar here, we used one here, which isn't like we're producing Nickelback or anything, you know. For that, you have a lot of them.
Well, okay.
Like
do you
a
think this is
lot.
all I do?
You
Disney
have
movies?
a lot of amps and a lot of pedals.
Well, I'm a guitar player.
Yeah, well,
there's that.
It still sounds you are over purchasing a little bit for what you
I wouldn't
actually
say
need.
over purchasing.
For what you actually need in your daily. Am I not?
Oh, don't talk about what you need. What you need and what you want are two different things in life. That's kind of philosophical.
So that's one of his new babies. One of the three new
felt
babies
smart.
he got off NAMM.
This is a Valiant. This is the coolest
Titan,
guitar.
the new Valiant Titan.
And I played it at the NAMM show, and I thought it was so great.
Everyone did.
And I grabbed it to buy it, and it was a very, very reasonable price. And then everybody told me they all wanted it, and every guitar player said, "Oh, that's the guitar," which is amazing because there's a lot of guitars at the NAMM show.
And look who's got it now.
But the other one I got, which was not something I just picked up, there was something that I had made, and I picked it up there from this wonderful guy named
Rainer.
not Rainer,
Rainer Tausch.
Rainer.
No,
Rainer.
That's it.
Rainer Tausch.
He sounds like right out of a
But you see how
Indiana Jones movie. Rainer Tausch.
you see how angry you guys sound. You guys sound like you're really pissed off
Rainer.
all the time.
You can say it. Rainer.
It doesn't sound the same. Rainer, that sounds soft. Rainer. That sounds like, get in here. Anyway, he made me a beautiful guitar. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Who is this again?
That is Nacho. And
Like in Nacho
the
guitar, it's mine now?
great Telecaster build.
Oh, I mean, it's one of the most
Just-
amazing aging
Everything about
I've
it.
ever
the,
seen.
The pickups sound amazing. This guitar sounds like, I had a beautiful Telecaster, the real thing. I loved it. Eventually I sold it because it was worth so much money. And, this is equally as good.
baseball bat.
It's huge.
Massive.
That's a Tele neck,
look,
man.
Look at
That's-
this. Look at this.
That's what you want. You want that neck.
What camera am I going into? I don't even know anymore. I mean, this is. I've seen great aging, primarily in Mark's face.
I heard that.
He's literally one of my heroes, and I'm
to walk out of the room, and be completely
How does he do
humiliated.
this to people? How does that work?
First it was my channel, and now it's my age. What's left? Look at
It's
this.
kind of like you're asking for it.
Rainer.
This is an amazing guitar.
This is such a cool guitar. I mean, I don't even know,
You know, I've never actually played one. I've done videos with him at trade shows.
Look at the neck.
They're stunning.
I love this, like a Tele. But I noticed this. This is like, it's just, that's different. That is weird. And I like it a lot because it's just different.
Also, Rainer does the.
But
he puts the pickups
feel
in
that.
without frames.
You'll know when you play it.
What kind of a pick
Let's even
do you
plug
have?
it in. Let's even plug it in.
Chicago Music Exchange, not a Moana pick.
I like Chicago. I like those guys. They're nice to me. I liked Lee Anderton
are they
too. He was
subscribed?
nice to me. Nobody's subscribed. Everybody hates me. Might not be in tune. Isn't that beautiful?
If it was.
I like them out of tune. That's the way I like my guitars.
Oh, awesome.
And my piano, everything.
And it's a
Orchestra.
Polynesian thing.
I have the orchestra. I never have them tune up. I just go play and I don't care.
That's your sound. That's a
It's part
that's a Mancina
it's
sound.
part of the magic.
Detuned Kingdom.
It's the old chorus to orchestra.
And it's got locking tuners, people.
Yes, it does.
I just banged it on the
and
chair.
you know what? You guys can do me a favor. I know this is going to sound unbelievably lame, okay?
But
I don't know how locking tuners work. I don't understand it.
is he serious?
I really don't. Do you tighten them down after you tune it? I really don't know. I'm not kidding. I've never had them on a guitar.
Who changes the strings?
I do for the most part, yeah.
But not because he changed my classical strings.
Yeah. You do a lot of the electric.
I want a U.
But classical strings are different. It's a real
Apply
trick.
now. I want a him.
Can't have him. Everybody wants him. Disney wants him. Everybody
I
wants
can't
him.
afford him.
Yeah, and he's difficult. He's
We're in
steals your
Carmel.
gear.
I went on the street looked around, I took a breath, and someone came and gave me a bill for it. The air here costs money.
It's expensive here.
Holy crap.
But see, that way we keep the riffraff. Sorry. Did I look at you when I said that?
So the way this works is when you're changing strings,
Yes.
you open this up to the left, and it's really just a pole that pushes the string in and clamps it down. So it's just
Because I've broken a string on these before, not this, but by turning it or turning this. Like I don't know, I don't understand. Okay.
so
When you-
there's a hole in the post.
Yeah.
Okay. You open this up, and there's a piston going down.
Okay.
So you stick the string through.
Yep.
Okay.
Tighten
Screw
it.
it in. The piston comes up and locks this. The string cannot go through the hole anymore.
Okay, but you can still tune it.
But the string, do you see that there's no
So how have I
windings?
broken a string before with the locking tuners? Because I've
It was
broken a
just
string.
an old string.
Because I was like, oh no, you can't do that. I guess
But you see that there's zero windings here?
that's why they don't need to do this.
You don't need to do all the windings to make the string not slip out of the hole.
Mm-hmm.
It's firmly tight in the hole. It's
You know
a
what I
tight hole.
thought locking tuners did?
Like you're
I
tightening the
thought
hole.
locking tuners kept it in tune. They don't, right?
Many people think that.
That's what I
And when
thought.
I say every guitar needs locking tuners, everyone's always like, yeah, but it's got a locking nut and it's stable. I'm like,
No.
it's about string
It's
change
about the string
convenience.
changing, yeah.
Okay, well,
That's hilarious.
Let me put it this way.
All these years, and I didn't know that.
It
It's
has-
because in the 80s when I was playing in bars, locking tuners was not a thing.
Strip clubs,
Well, some of the women were naked. Good looking, too.
every time you think you can kind of like derail him, you can't. You can't derail that
It's
man.
my Italian.
So it is a bit about tuning stability. So you have, let's say, 5 windings around the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have a trem, not a Floyd. So you're loosening
A wiggly thing.
your wiggle stick, as he calls it. So, or das Wiggelsticken.
Feiner.
Right. So you trim down. Those 5 windings will loosen up, right?
Right.
So then you trim up again. Are they gonna coil together exactly like they were?
Of course not.
Maybe not. And then maybe one string overlaps the other in a different way, and all of a sudden your string is out of tune. So by not having all the windings, because you have locking tuners, you could potentially on a trem guitar have more tuning stability. Because of that.
Yeah. But is that better than a locking nut?
No. No, it's not.
But this is better resonance than a locking nut.
Yes.
All right.
But Nick and those guys don't want to put these on their guitars. They say that it hurts the sound. Right?
Let's see.
Yeah, but Nick is an idiot.
I know. He
Nick
is.
Huber, what does he know
You know
about
what? I'm
guitars?
not buying anymore. I'm stopping at 10.
So you know that ridiculous guitar is building me?
No. Well, the one,
Well, whenever it's done, who knows?
that one?
In the time that we picked
He's made me guitars
in between.
in between your
I know.
guitar that's never been made.
I was at his place. I'm like, when are we putting my guitar on the CNC? He's like, yeah. Look at the guitar that's going to Mark with this Brazilian.
Oh, you did do that.
Yeah.
And Perfecto was there.
Yeah. So we looked at the guitars that he built in no time flat while.
Well, I think part of that is that, I'm a nicer person generally.
No, you pay.
And I pay.
You pay. I don't.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh.
Money talks.
Oh, the money thing.
Yeah, that's what that is.
All this time I thought it was because he thought I was a nice guy.
So I told him, because I always bitch about locking tuners, I told him,
Yes.
we need to have locking tuners.
He won't put them on.
No, see, he will.
I was going to do it.
Yeah, he put.
He had aged guitar. Didn't he have relic guitars?
Yeah,
He had the gold top.
Was it good? I didn't really look at it.
Yeah.
they're really
Is that
cool.
the girl relicing? He hired a girl that he said was going to be his relic person. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and she's ridiculously good.
And she's good. Well, why isn't he making more of those? I would
will.
think people
He
will
is.
love him.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'll have to get another one then.
First, he should finish mine. So I'm there, and he pulls open the drawer, and it's like he's got his Nick Huber branded locking tuners. He just doesn't put them on for you.
That's what it is.
Just
But you know what? He's smart because I don't know how they work. So he would have gotten them anyway.
if
Now
you
I
want-
get it.
If you want to change the strings,
Yes,
loosen
easy.
loosen a bit, cut them up,
But you loosen this
and then first you loosen
the string,
a
then
little
loosen
bit.
it. Otherwise,
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
still
And then you open these up.
Yep.
Pull them out, and then pretty much
put it in, plug it, clamp it.
pull them almost all the way through. Leave a little bit of
Oh, that'd
play.
be fast.
Ding, 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 ding. Tune up. Done.
That'd be
You don't have to do the, over, under, and all that bullshit. It is string change convenience, which is why I also want
So
them
what
on-
happens if you put those on like this? I mean, can you get this kind of tuner that looks like this that would fit?
They make vintage.
I mean, because
style
this
tuners.
obviously is not. This is not a vintage guitar. So I mean,
They make these vintage style tuners as locking tuners with a slit on top.
Yeah.
It is a
Oh.
bit like a locking tuner because you can put the string in the middle.
right? Because you don't have that here.
No,
right? Just the
you
whole-
can put the string in the middle, but you see, you have several windings here.
Yes, you have to.
So I don't think it's massively a problem here because it's not a trem, but on a Strat,
Right.
Probably
you
helps.
bend down a bit, that will
Yeah.
loosen.
Yeah.
And will it exactly tighten up again? It might not.
Right. No, it won't. Probably.
So it is, I would say, 15% tuning stability, but what's the rest? 85. Math is hard. 85%, let's say 86.
Do you know how I know that number? That's how many subscribers I have. Soon to be 90.
Let's hope.
I'm thinking after this video, I could hit 94. What do you think?
I'm going to guarantee you'll break 100.
Really?
Yeah. Because you come across as
Jack,
a person.
a person. Yeah, somebody at the show said to me, "Why are you so humble when you've done all these things?" And I said, "Because I'm great."
I'm great at being humble. I'm like the most humble person in the world. I'm the humblest.
Oh, the hate mail I'm going to get, or you're going to get. Will you filter it to me though? Send it to me, because of course I won't see it.
Any horrible comment,
banned.
I message you immediately. That's gonna be so fun.
You're going to have people say, I knew this guy in high school, and he was a prick then, and he's a prick now.
But he's a rich prick.
He's a rich prick.
He's a Disney prick.
Yeah, that's what you said to me yesterday in front of all these guys. Yeah, he's got Disney money. I'm like, ixnay on the Disney money, A. No, that was a super fun thing.
Yeah,
I met so many cool people.
So
okay,
Mark
here's who I
buys
met. Can I
guitars
talk
and
about
end
who
up
I
on all
met?
movies. What?
Can I talk about who I met
Where?
on your channel? Can I talk about who I met at the NAMM show?
Of course.
Okay, I want to say who I met because they were all nice. Lee Anderton, Danish Pete.
Wait.
Rabia?
They're competing YouTubers.
I know, but they're nice people. They don't compete with you. I watch both of them.
I compete with them.
I watched you both, so they're not competing. Who else did I meet? Oh, I met Alan Hines, monster guitar player. Love that guy. Tim Pierce was there, of course. John Cruz, that was awesome. The pickup master, guitar master. Who else did I meet? I'm missing somebody.
Tim Pierce, Shabbat, Huber, Rainer, Sully.
Sully.
What
Tal
a-
McMull. I never met him.
Sully
Tal,
and Tal,
Sully.
human beings. I mean, Sully
Sully's
is just
a
like
cool
so
guy.
funny, so dry.
He's fun.
He's awesome.
He's a fun guy to hang out with. Yeah. All those
You
guys.
mean like a mushroom?
Paul Drew was amazing. Paul Drew is
So lame.
Paul Drew is such a sweet
so
guy.
lame.
Oh, Justin Derrico. Do you know him?
Pink.
Yes. Oh, what a guitar player.
I meant his face looks pink.
Yeah.
Sigh.
I just
Just like, don't cry for me, Argentina.
yeah. I think
No, don't cry for me, Mark Mancina.
Mark Mancina, hey, that's pretty good. Now you're talking.
Oh my God.
Okay, now let's talk about controversies. The new Marshall, cool. Dumble, I don't know.
You want to spend 10 grand on a rebuilt Dumble?
Well, okay.
Because
No.
it's not an Alexander Dumble amp.
Well, it's his schematic, but they had 3 or 4 different ones, and they all sounded completely different. So I thought, well, if you bought one, what do you get? I'm not sure how they do it.
Another different one because
they-
he doesn't build it.
But they seem like I don't know. They seem like they were honorable people. I don't know.
Delana.
Oh,
Third power.
okay. Third power amps. Okay. So is it Satriani?
Yeah.
Okay. He's a guitar guy.
He's a guitar player. Bald. Short.
Oh, he's the bald guy.
Marlon's just like, why am I here? How did I get here? This is stupid.
Yeah,
I got shit to do.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be working. No, did you hear her amps? Were you with me?
Yeah.
It's kind of a blur at the end of the NAMM show. I was blown away at that amp. I thought that was great.
It took you 3 seconds
Well,
to say, I want this.
It didn't. I could tell.
And then you're like, you have to play this, and I didn't want to.
And I played a lot of amps. When you guys were gone, when you guys went to go eat, I want to ask you about the poly ample.
Oh yeah,
What
good.
do you think of that?
For cleans, killer.
Yeah, it sounded really good. I was amazed because I was kind of like,
You want one? I got one to sell.
do you?
You can have mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'll just take it home.
20
I'll
bucks.
use it at home. $20?
For you, 30, 35. Okay, let's do this. No shit.
Yes.
After this video,
You want that nacho, and I'll
no,
give
no,
you
no,
give
no,
me
no.
ample.
After this video,
Yes.
this video comes out.
Yes.
We'll give it a week, and whatever your subscriber count is after the week, that's how much the ample will be. Fair?
Wait.
Subscribe to
You
Mark's
said
channel.
$20. But you said $20. Now it's gone
No,
up.
no. The deal.
What do you mean if I have 20 more people, it's $20?
No. The ample is usually $3.99, right?
I get things a lot cheaper than that.
I don't think so. So, 1 week after this video comes out, we look at your channel, and whatever the subscriber count is, that's how much you're paying.
Well, the only problem with that concept, and I like it, not a lot, is that what the heck am I going to play when I don't have the polyample?
I don't know.
You know?
I can send it to you
So I
ahead of
can wait
time,
weeks.
and you wire the money later.
Okay.
Okay?
Checks in the mail.
Yeah, I'll trust you.
Don't worry, it's coming.
So subscribe to Mark's
you know
channel,
when you'll
everyone.
get it? You will get it when Nick Huber finishes your guitar.
Oh fuck. that's throw the money in my coffin. That's about when that's gonna happen. No, the third power amp.
Yeah.
She built that for Satriani because he said I need the ultimate Eddie amp for that tour where we play Van Halen. And then I heard Phil X talk
It
about
didn't
it.
sound like an Eddie amp to me, and I'm not really a big on that sound.
It
It had something else to me that I really
it
gravitated
didn't have
towards. His amp
the
is kind of a
uncontrollable
thinner,
saturation. It had
thinner thing.
controllable saturation. It was super high gain, but not too much low end, not too much high. It was just absolute high gain perfection, and every note you played was there.
Yeah, clear.
The chords you played were like cutting. I have a lot of good amps, but that was really a different level. And I begged her very badly, just can I please review this? Can we do something? I mean, they're not cheap, and
I think she said it was $4,500.
yeah. But the thing is, people.
But I mean,
people want it,
how
I
much
don't
is
know.
a two rock? I mean, good amps are expensive, and
That was something.
I don't
else.
think. I mean, honestly, I have so many great amps that I'm certainly not looking to get something that But I was really impressed with it, and as I say, a lot of guitars I played, I wasn't impressed with, because I happen to be lucky and own these guitars, and I'm kind of getting used to this level. So when I play something that's not quite at that level, it doesn't feel even close to a Shabbat or a Huber or a Renner.
I know.
It doesn't feel the same. And this guy, we should talk about Mario real quick. Can you get that in the shot?
Yeah.
You get it later? The TWS. Well, I bought the whole booth, didn't I?
Yeah. Well, he wanted the 2864S, which is based on a Philips stereo from way back when.
I loved that. Did you hear that story? Did he tell you that?
You did, yeah.
And the PA at the train station.
That's a train station PA. The single 6 is a
Doesn't sound like it.
Class A single-ended 7 watts French train station PA. And I reviewed them all on the channel.
When he told me that, I was like, well, I don't even want to hear this amp if it's, because I thought this is going to be harsh,
No, it's super sweet. And then I was playing around on the Lulis, which is a modified JCM 800,
Yep.
rock and metal amp. It's the 80s rock amp. But I was playing it clean. And I didn't know I had the overdrive on, but all the way turned down. So it was just a little bit of a mid-hump. And was beautiful clean. And Mario's like, freaking crank that. I'm like, no, I'm having a good time. And then I see him sitting down on it. And 5 minutes later, I turn around and Mario's like, well, he just bought that one too. So he had bought the 2864 and the Lulis. And then the next day he comes up to me and says, I bought the single 6 as well. I'm like, wait a second, you bought 3 of the amps? Why didn't you buy the bass amp too? I mean, by now, buy the whole booth and the bass amp.
The bass amp is great.
It's ridiculous because it's 50
We're going to put a
watt.
mic in front of that thing.
50 watt tube bass sound, controllable for a
Really warm.
For a recording
So I asked
situation. It's amazing.
I asked him why these sound so good, and he told me it's the components.
Yeah, I was at a shop. Well, Mario,
I mean, he's
Mario
just-
is in the lucky position to not have a wife. Hey, Leslie.
I'm not gonna. I didn't agree with that. Right, Jill?
So he's got time. And I had
What's that like?
I went down there on New Year's, and he was in the shop working. And he inherited this old German house from his grandfather. And he meant to live in there and renovate it, but now it's the shop.
Does he live near you? I already asked you. this.
2.5 hours away. So
What-
he's
what city is it?
near Stuttgart. South.
China.
Kinda.
I just.
So he's super passionate. He worked for Biodynamic.
Right, biodynamic, yeah.
And then during COVID started doing this, and he does it all. It's a one-man show.
Yeah.
There is nobody else.
Yeah, I was asking him who all the people were, and he goes, "They're all with Valiant. I'm
All
by
with
myself."
Valiant. Mario is a one-person show, does it all by hand. And he got the amp reviewed early by Chris Barocci from the Thomann YouTube channel. And Chris was like, went to Thomann and said, look, this is good stuff. Maybe we should carry this, which is unusual for Thomann to carry a very small new brand.
Yeah, very unusual.
But they did, and it
How
was
does he mass produce them? I mean, he can't. How many can he make?
well at those price points. You're not selling 100, but if
even
he's
still,
if he sells 2 a month, 3 a month, he can do it.
It's okay.
And at those price points with these
Really remarkable.
yeah. So it's working, and all I can tell you is I played the new thing that he's working on, which is
he was telling me about that.
which is high gainy and classic. And well, let me put it this way: I took the new modified Plexi there, and he's like, "Well, it sounds amazing. Sounds really amazing." And then he put his thing on top, and we were going back and forth. I'm like, honestly, really. I said to him, if I had to pick one right now, I'd go home with yours. It was so good.
He said it's really good.
Well, he would, of course, because he wants to sell you more shit.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
And now the problem is he owns the whole range. Anything that Mario brings out, it would be a shame not to just add on, right?
might as well own them all.
Yeah. It's like a Pokemon. Gotta have them all. Did you do anything for Pokemon?
No.
Loser. Come on. Write some real movies.
Yeah.
Lion King. Did
Yeah.
you do Power Rangers?
No.
Godzilla? Come.
Twister.
The new Twister?
No.
Wasn't bad.
I didn't see it.
Oh, of course not. But that's a question I have. A tough question. Emotional question. Are you ready for emotional questions? So, I'm good friends with all these YouTube guys. I love them. I really call them my friends. I took them onto an island, all that. But I hate Instagram and all that stuff. And I'm really not following many people because I go on Instagram. And even though I love these guys, I love Andy and Carlos and everyone, but I then see them post a product that I didn't get to do a video for. And then doubt comes up. It's like, why didn't they talk to me? Why doesn't this company like me? How did they get the job? What is wrong with me? And even though I'm booked solid and I probably couldn't have done the video, it's like, why don't I get those jobs? Will I still have money next year? It's like looking at my friends who are technically competition, but I don't see them that way, but still seeing them having gigs that I don't get is making me sad. So for me, Instagram is scrolling through sadness and depression.
Okay, I get you.
So you know where I'm going with this?
Yes, I do. I can tell you right now where you're going with it.
So you're in Hollywood, and there's movies, and you can't do every movie. But if it's a movie that it's a company you work with, you did a decent job, you didn't sleep with anyone's wife, hopefully, you did nothing wrong, but next time it's this Zimmer guy or whatever that they hired,
I actually have it many times.
and then that has to do something. You have to have some kind of, either you are super, super confident, or you ask yourself, well, why didn't I get that gig?
Okay, so one of the problems is directors hire you. That's who hires you usually. Okay. So if you're working with a director that's a little bit on the flightier side, that isn't even the right word, non-loyal. Great example. Steven Spielberg, John Williams.
There's a director?
Yeah, he's a director.
Spielberg? Okay. Let's assume that's a director.
John Williams, assume he's a composer.
Okay. I heard the name.
So no matter what Steven does, he hires John Williams.
That's a given.
If it's jazz, if it's Raiders of the Lost Ark, whatever, he hires John Williams.
Yep.
Reason, number one, my feeling, I don't think Steven Spielberg knows that much about music, to be honest with you. I think that John knows unbelievable amounts about music. I think he trusts him.
A little bit.
I think that Steven knows that John can deliver. Steven's the opposite of most directors in LA. Most directors in LA want a composer for this movie. Who did Pokemon? Because I'm doing a movie like Pokemon. I need that guy.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense.
Who did whatever, the new action thing? Who did Joker? I want that person. I want that same person.
But the Spielberg thing makes sense
And-
because that's a fingerprint on the movie, and
The what does?
what Spielberg does, it makes sense because Williams puts his fingerprint
No, it makes
on the
sense
movie.
to you because you're a musician. It makes sense to you. It doesn't make sense to those people. Because
And maybe his
those
success
people-
is partially because of
Yeah,
Williams.
I would say so.
I wouldn't break up that team. Definitely not.
But I'll give you an example, okay? All right. So I do a movie called Bait. I go and meet with the director. The director says, I love Bad Boys, my favorite score. I love what you do. I want you to do this movie. Okay, we start the movie. In the middle of the movie, he goes, you're doing my next movie. I go, oh, what is it? It's a movie called Training Day. Oh, cool. So we finish Bait, go right into Training Day. We do Training Day. It won an Oscar for Denzel Washington. I never heard from that director again. Guess who did work for him the next movie? Hans.
Freaking Germans.
Now, is it Hans's fault? Hell no.
No.
Is it Antoine's fault? No. He probably thought, I'm going for an African-based thing. Hans did Lion King, get him. I guess. But I had dinner with Antoine years later. I tracked him down and I said, listen, how is it that we aren't working together when we did Training Day together? It's a great movie.
Yeah.
And why aren't we working together? He's like, you know what? You're absolutely right. Let's do a new movie. So we did Shooter. I've never heard from him since.
It's so weird because for me,
So it's
in,
not-
in my world, it's all about the people. Everyone can make great guitars, but it's all about the people. If I have a great relationship with people, I will go to those people again. And it would feel like if you had a great relationship and the synergy was
Yeah.
good, and you could read him and he could read you, and there was an Oscar involved.
I felt like that, but I have to say this. Okay, you have to realize I'm up here, so I don't live in LA. I think that might have had something to do with it. And especially like nowadays, no. But then this is going back 10 years. I mean, technology. I think he didn't like me having to travel down to see him. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. And then the other thing I think is directors kind of get told things by editors. Film editors can be your best friend and your worst enemy because they're on the director's shoulder right here going, you know what you ought to do? You know what music you ought to use? Have you heard the score to such and such? I put it in this scene. Check it out with your new movie. It's great. This guy's great. He's the new guy, right? There's always that going on. So for a director who's going to commit a lot of money and a lot of time to someone, he also has to feel like his film editor is going to be up for it and okay with it.
I find that weird, like, I don't want to open any wounds, but Leslie and I, we just watched the latest Bad Boys movie. Whatever it's called.
But they used my themes in it. Are you going to say it was shitty?
No, it was a good movie. No. Well, movie was great, don't know about the music. Those themes
Well,
were
they did
just
hire
not
a
so
different
great,
composer.
maybe.
They hired a different composer, but thankfully they used my theme for Bad Boys. So
Did you get
he
any
credited me.
Did you get any money from that? Bad Boys guitar. That's why it's the color. Anything yellow in here?
You know what? I just noticed that. They're all kind of the same.
Anything yellow in here is Bad Boys money.
I guess so. I really am. I'm
Blue guitars are Moana money.
I'm monochrome.
I get it. I get it now.
even my aux box is that color.
Bad Boys money. Yeah, but that's like, you did Bad Boys, and the movie, that's all worked out, and I would think there's a group, I mean, let me put it this way. What's the guy? Will Smith? He's still in it.
Yeah.
They didn't replace him.
You know what?
But you know where I'm going to go with this.
but in
There's a team.
But in fairness, they wanted me to do The Rock after I did Bad Boys. The Rock, the movie.
That's a good
and,
movie.
And I said, no, I don't want to do it. Because I really didn't enjoy Bad Boys. I loved this music. I loved it, but I didn't like working on it with those guys. So I think Jerry Bruckheimer was probably like, this guy's not really playing ball with us. He doesn't understand, you know, because they're rough. They're rough guys.
You
Not
did a
probably
lot
now.
of Bruckheimer stuff.
I'm sorry?
You did a lot of Bruckheimer
Well, I did
stuff.
Con Air,
Con
and
Air?
I did Bad Boys. I think that's all.
Twister?
That wasn't Bruckheimer.
You sure?
Yeah, that was Spielberg, actually.
What?
Yeah, he produced it. Jan de Bont did it. The guy that did Speed.
I pretend like I know things. I have no idea about this stuff.
Do you know the
I go
movie
la la
Speed?
la, make penis jokes. What do I know? I'm like, what, really?
Oh, guitar. Speed, the movie.
Yeah.
Alan Holdsworth
Oh,
played on it.
wow.
Nobody has that claim to fame except me, moi. I begged him to play on it.
Yeah, but so it sounds like you're not super bitter when,
I think I used to be more bitter because I think,
because I'm bitter all the time.
yeah, I have noticed that.
Yeah.
No,
It's a problem. I am bitter all in my job. I love my job, but it's so easy to be bitter all the time. Why doesn't Fender work?
Yeah,
with me?
it
Why
is.
doesn't-
But you know what? We're all in the music business. It's a we can sit and talk about how many people are screwed and how many times we've been screwed endlessly,
Not in a
right?
good way.
Endlessly. Yeah, not in a good way. I think every musician can do that. I mean, it's like every time I talk to someone, they're getting screwed. They didn't hear back. It's always the same thing. And we've all been through it. It's part of the drag. And of course, what's the advantage? That I can afford this. But, you know, when I was 35, I couldn't afford this. You know, I wasn't buying Telecasters.
still
Are you
can't
kidding
afford
me?
this.
I still can't afford it.
I got to work for it.
And by the way, I think that Valiant's going to be disappointed that I'm not going to pay them.
Are you going to pay Mario?
No. I'll never see him again.
You know, I'm going to have to.
You might have to cover me. That's what I was going to ask you.
Okay,
Is that
good.
weird?
We're doing the Ample thing, by the way. Subscribe to Mark's channel,
Please.
because whatever his subscriber count is, that's what he's going to pay for Ample.
And I need that ample. And Marlon's going to be on my next thing. And you can talk with Marlon because Marlon has scored several movies himself. One of
Some
which,
Fishbone
one of
thing.
which is out right now called Cellar Door.
Is it creepy? It sounds
Not
creepy.
creepy. It's not creepy.
Thriller.
Yeah, thriller.
Where can one see that?
Good music. He did a great job.
VOD, I think just Apple TV's just
Yeah,
buy it.
it's on-
digitally.
it's on streaming.
Yeah.
It's worth seeing.
I can get it on Apple TV.
You can or can
You think? Okay.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
It's just all streaming platforms. Yeah.
Where can I see Juror number 2?
Same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
Prime, I think Prime, Amazon Prime, I think.
Not in Germany yet.
It's HBO Max, I believe.
HBO Max. You know, they hadn't released it for a while. It's out now. I'm
Okay.
sure you can see it. Because I did an interview in Germany and they were asking me, how do we see Juror number 2? We can't see it. And I went, you know, Clint Eastwood built Warner Brothers, man. He brought them back from dead years ago. And for them to treat him like this, to have a movie that is this good, that they didn't even put out for Oscar
That
consideration.
might be
They didn't
this
even,
good because we haven't seen it
They didn't
yet.
even put it out in more than 10 theaters. I mean, they just basically buried it, and it's really well done. Great acting.
You say.
It's a cool movie.
We don't know that yet.
Have you seen the critical response to it? What is it on Rotten Tomatoes? 92? 93?
Pretty high, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I watch movies that get 22% on Rotten
I know.
Tomatoes.
Believe me, I've done movies that get 22%.
And Leslie goes like, what are you watching? I'm like, I just bought this on Apple TV, but it's going to be shit. She's like, why? Because I got 22% on Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes. He's
Yeah.
like, why are we watching it? Because like, it's got spaceships in it. Because any movie with spaceships is better, and you know it. So the question, have you done movies with spaceships?
I was just thinking that when you said that. I did a thing.
Sylvester did a lot of, I mean, he's clearly a better composer because spaceships.
You know, he's my next door neighbor.
What?
Yeah.
What?
He lives here.
Yeah.
You don't drink wine, do you?
No, why am I not talking to the guy who wrote spaceship movies?
Number one, I'm not going to let you meet him because I'm not going to ruin that relationship.
Spaceship movies, dude.
Alan is the more successful version of me that lives here. No, Alan's awesome. Yeah, he's my next door neighbor. I mean, not that we have a next door neighbor. He lives next door to me in the Highlands. It's awesome. And he's got a wine tasting place right down the street here. He makes wine. He's one of those guys. He was a pilot, winemaker, conductor, composer.
But you yourself have not done a movie with spaceships.
I did a movie with spaceships.
Which
I
one?
can't remember the name of it. It wasn't good.
Can you think of it?
Spaceship. Are you talking about Outer Limits stuff?
Oh yeah, we did Outer Limits for
Yeah.
HBO or Showtime.
Yeah, you did that series.
But there was a thing I did that was a documentary where they had like 20 episodes, and I did one of them. That was produced by Box of Chocolates. That guy,
Life was like a box of chocolates.
Tom Hanks.
That guy's box of chocolates. That guy.
I work in the movie business.
Where's he going with this? Did you know where he was going?
I did not.
Tom Hanks. Box of chocolates.
I couldn't think of his name.
That guy. Oh my God. That is funny.
Sorry.
It feels like there probably hasn't been an interview like this that you've done.
This stands alone, I think, or apart from anybody I've ever talked to.
Many people say this. Many people say this has been the weirdest interview, but we're having fun. I interviewed him.
I just said the first part.
I did Dave Ellefson and Billy Sheehan and many people. And they all
Hacks. All of them.
Hacks. They all walk out and you're like, this was different.
This is different
You know why? Because I got zero respect.
for me. Okay. Go ahead and say it.
You are different because now we've known each other a little bit. We've
Yeah.
talked before.
Yes.
I would have had definite fanboying moments and whatever for you like half a year ago, but we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
I told you you're great.
Yeah.
Now we
Tell
put
me again if you want.
No, it's okay. Now we put a check mark behind that, and now we can.
moving on?
Now we interact like two musicians.
So this is like our fourth date or fifth date, or right? We've already slept together. It's done.
Yeah. Now it's all like now we can fart in front of each other. You know all that.
Well, that's my dream. Don't let it out.
A lot of people, when they see me in interviews, which I now don't do a lot because people hate my interviews,
Uh-oh.
they're being
Great. That's great for my channel.
Oh yeah, they're being found by someone who, let's say, wants to hear Billy Sheehan talk. What happens is Billy Sheehan and I were in a room, and I treat him like a fellow musician, and
He probably likes it.
we shoot the shit. We talk. I talked to Dave Ellefson about what it's like writing bass parts. How does he approach bass parts? I didn't talk to him about Megadeth or what's Dave Mustaine like.
Well, because you know he's going to get those questions from everybody else, right?
So I wanted to know his workflow.
Yeah.
And it was two musicians shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Like when we talked earlier about how you prepare the parts for the score writer and all that stuff for the music copyist.
Talk about the orchestrator,
Yeah.
not the score writer.
Yep.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Put that right. But is it the orchestrator? Who writes who puts stuff in the notation program?
Okay, so Cubase does that, right? But not properly.
Yeah.
So what we normally do is give them my sequence, so they can reference the sequence, they can reference the notation, or they can use their ear. So they basically kind of can cover themselves in all directions. All the string parts generally are written. However, this last movie, I did a lot of piano maps on it. And then we sort of went through the orchestrations and kind of went, I would not do that, I wouldn't do that, that woodwind has to go, you know what I mean? Because since we had it in Cubase, I could go in there and redo it. So it was kind of a cool way to work. Because it was exciting for me to hear something, and then Marlon would add the percussion layer onto it, and it'd be like, oh, it's starting to come alive. And then Opatai would do the vocals down in Australia with his daughter's a great singer, his son, and then his group of people, and the authentic, sound. And then I'd hear it all together and go like, okay, this is, because we would just slug in a vocal sample for, there's going to be vocals here. Of course, it doesn't sound anything like it's going to sound.
But you don't want to sit there in Dorico, which is a great program, by the way. Hashtag Steinberg rules.
We have done that. And the problem is it's just too time consuming.
This is ridiculous.
Dorico's great, but it's too time consuming for me. I don't have time to do that. I'd have nothing done.
I spent, for an orchestral score at Berkeley, I spent a good week preparing the sheet music.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So what do you call the sheet music preparing guy? That's not the orchestrator.
Yeah.
Is it? Is it the same guy?
There's music prep. So
Music prep. I mean, it's basically...
It's a team of...
Yeah, I mean, the person that has to get the music on the stand is one group, and the guy that actually takes my sequences and figures out exactly what I'm doing and writes it
Yeah.
out, that's another guy. And then he has some guys because he'll need help.
So literally,
So there's a team.
you do the fun bit,
Yeah.
you do the creative fun bit.
Yes.
And all the shit that I didn't want to get into
I
film
did the
scoring
shit for many,
you don't
many
even
years.
have to do.
Not now.
See, I didn't want to get into film scoring because I like the creative bit. But then figuring out what the orchestra plays and the sheet music, that took weeks.
But,
I
I do
hated
have
that.
to. But I do have to figure out what the orchestra plays, and I have to write it correctly because a lot of these guys, they'll have like 22 divisis. You can do that on your sequencer. You can't do that in real life. So I want to make sure that everything sounds better than my demo, not as good.
You have to know your job.
You have to know your job. Yeah.
You have to know the range of
And I
a
only
trombone.
know it
You have
from
to know
doing
where a
it.
trombone can actually
I only know it
do
from doing
trills
it a
and
long
stuff.
time. I know it from doing it a long time. That's the only reason I know
Oh,
it.
you
I went to
didn't
school.
learn this?
I did, but it's different. If you learn it in school and then come, like you said, and then sit down with it and then do it, it's like, oh wait a minute, this is like going to take me forever. Well, yeah, it can't. So you have to figure out, well, how do I get this done on time? Make sure it's right. Make sure it sounds like me.
See,
It doesn't sound like somebody else took it and did their thing, and it's like, well, this doesn't sound anything like
I
I
loved the orchestration and the creative part, but then the stuff that came after it, that was a chore. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful when you have a full score in front of you and all the individual parts, and you feel like you've accomplished something to look at your music on paper, but getting it there. And I did it in Cubase when I actually used this Cubase scoring, which wasn't.
That really doesn't work. I have to do this real quick.
It
doesn't work.
super annoying. And I just recently had a 1 hour session with the Dorico product manager, and he showed me some stuff. And then I wrote a lead sheet with lyrics and everything. It took me, after one session with him, it took me an hour to write a full lead sheet from nothing. Dorico is a game changer, I think.
It is.
It's absolutely amazing.
I think the problem for me is I would have to use Dorico every day to do it. You know what I mean?
It's ridiculous.
But it's a great program.
The idea is you put in notes by the note names. You type an E and then an E appears.
Right.
And it's really, I think if you actually work with it for a few days, you're probably sitting on the keyboard and you're typing it in like you're writing words.
Letter.
It's really impressive.
Yeah.
And then the whole, in Cubase, all of a sudden, you wanted one stem more or whatever, everything moved around. And Dorico, you just like, make it look good. But things have changed big time.
But I thought, and maybe I'm off now because I haven't done it for a while, I thought what was going to happen was Dorico and Cubase were going to be in the same program.
They're not.
And you were going to be able to orchestrate with Dorico or sequence the way you've sequenced and have both worlds.
They
That's what I
should make
thought.
that version.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be amazing because then you basically have everything.
Yeah.
But they don't
Having
make
to
that.
export from Cubase.
No, and then it's different.
But if you want to make one change in Dorico because you see something,
Yep.
they have to go back to
Yep.
Cubase.
That's right.
And then we're back to pain in the ass.
And then we're back to pain in the ass. And that's why I was saying that I thought when they first came out with it, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be unbelievable. And then I kind of went, oh, it's two different programs.
Yeah.
I would think if they made it one program, everybody would have it.
But that's why I preferred working with songwriters and doing pop rocky stuff, because it's just about the recording. You don't have to communicate the music. I loved having the music written because it made you feel like I've accomplished something like an adult.
Yeah.
But the fact that I had to do it, not
I
fun.
hear you.
But so if you just got to do the creative part, I want your job. How about this?
Let's switch.
How about I give you a channel, 187,000 subscribers, and you got to talk about gear all day and make penis jokes. And I do this shit.
Okay.
Freaky Friday.
It is Freaky Friday.
Yeah. So we could talk about a million things more.
I'm
but,
not talking
but we
about
need
the
to-
stuff that you would not like. There's a lot of stuff that you would not like.
I
a
bet
lot.
you. And with my job, I like about 80% of it. 85.
That's really good. That's really
I
good.
have not, since I started doing YouTube, there has not been a single day that I can think of where I didn't want to get out of bed in the morning to do my job.
Isn't that a good feeling?
And
a great
recently, in the
feeling.
last 2 months, even though I worked every day, Christmas, New Year's, I didn't take a day off in 2 months. Every single day, I woke up at like 6 or 6:30. That's freaking early. And I jumped out of bed to go into my new editing suite, make a coffee, turn the heat on, stupid show playing in the background while I was working. I was giddy to get to work. That's weird.
Means you like what you do. I mean, I have that feeling about guitar. I have that feeling especially about classical guitar, where I kind of can't wait to go get it in my hands and feel it.
So imagine there's a movie with a great director and really hot chicks, and it's called The Classical Guitarist, and they don't hire you.
That would be hard. That would hurt. Because I know the audience would be tiny, but I think doing a movie about classical guitar or Segovia or something about how this has come to be, I think would be amazing. Because the guitar is arguably the most popular instrument in the world. And it wasn't. It wasn't in 1930. It's always been very, very big deal. Popular
It's
with
like
people.
not hiring
But-
Stuart Copeland to score Whiplash. I don't know who scored that.
No, he didn't, did he?
No.
He should have.
But I mean, isn't that just the most obvious
I
thing?
never even thought about it. You're right.
I didn't
Seems
know who
like
scored
it.
it. I haven't seen it.
I saw it. It's a drum solo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
you would hire Stuart Copeland, right?
But Stuart does a lot more stuff than just drum stuff. He's
Yeah,
really
but I mean, having someone that understands this stuff blind.
I met him one time at the studio, and he was cool.
I thought you all just have breakfast together every day.
And then I met Andy Summers one time with what's his name, and he was kind of nice. He's kind of serious,
Name dropping again.
good guitar player. And then me and Frank Sinatra will go bad.
Okay, so to close us out, can you please
subscribe. I don't even know what my friggin' thing is. What you call it? The address?
if you type in Mark Mancina, your
No.
channel does not come up.
I know. That's my point. You said, how come people aren't going to my channel? That's why.
All these videos come up that you don't remember making.
Right.
But your channel doesn't come up.
Somebody,
so it's
somebody,
unfindable.
Somebody hijacked my name. I'm sure that's happened to a lot of people.
To close this out, can you tell the story of who randomly comes in the studio and what the man says?
Oh, the homeless guy?
The homeless guy that comes in.
Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood does not call. He doesn't have he has a cell phone, but he never uses it. Never answers it. Has a pickup truck, of course. And he just shows up unannounced, no matter what you're doing, and walks in. He doesn't knock. And so I'll be sitting here working, and he's standing behind me. And I'll just all of a sudden realize he's standing there. And he always says the same thing. He says, "What are you doing?" It's awesome. And I have a couple. I never take pictures of him because I always feel like I don't want to do that to the guy. But we've had some great times here. We've recorded stuff. We had what was the great pedal steel guitarist that we had? Amazing player.
Right.
And he set up right here. And Clint was like, I want to watch this guy because he didn't really know a lot about pedal steel. And it was so much fun to have him play and have Clint sitting there. And we've done little concerts here. We've done all sorts of stuff. Yeah. He loves music. And it's been really super fun to hang with him. And during COVID, what happened was during COVID, because everybody's isolated, we had dinner every Friday night. And started at like a sort of a tradition to just have dinner together. His girlfriend, my wife, and my friend, a couple that's a friend of mine, Tom and Cheryl. And we would go to dinner, and it was so much fun, and it went on for years. And we got to be really good friends without ever working together, which was great, right? Because, and then eventually he asked me to do a couple of movies, but that was, much later on in his career.
I have my brother come over and steal my food. That's all that's happening. If I order food,
he did,
and he's hungry, he will. I got a fingerprint door, so he will just be in my studio, and then there's a slice of pizza missing or the whole box. That's my Clint.
Clint did come over one time, and we gave him. What'd you give him? A bag of potato chips.
Oh, the chips.
But he never had them before.
Oh yeah.
What were they?
They're just kettle chips.
Kettle chips.
Yeah.
He goes, I never had these, and so he
He
opens
talk like
it. He opens it, and like when he left, we looked at the bag, and it's drained. Right? I'm like, Yes. Because he weighs about 80 pounds wet, you know, so it was good to see him eat some food.
And that's the stuff that happens here in Carmel.
Yes, every day.
We could and should go on for hours, but you're already bored. You need to actually make a living. I don't know what you're here for.
So busy.
Here, play this. Rainer.
Rainer.
Rainer Tausch. Valiant nacho cheese. So,
Nacho, Rainer, Valiant,
Tube Workshop.
and there's a Shabbat right over there.
Yeah.
And the Uber is right on the other side of the...
He apparently ordered his Shabbat and he told Avi, I want it better than Henning's. And then on the invoice, it literally said better than Henning's.
On the invoice. And I'm working on a panucci better than his because he has gotten me into the panucci's.
Not
Yeah,
gonna
I know,
happen. Nope. Nope. Mine is pretty special.
It is.
Look, I'll make you a good price. 15K is fine. It's fair. You know,
Angela, are you hearing this?
If he said 15K now, I honestly would not know if I would want to sell it because that's how great that guitar is. It might be
You
more
talking
like
about the soap bar one or which one are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be more like a 16K guitar. Who knows? We'll talk. I enjoyed this. I don't know if or why you're still
I
here.
need to think about this whole thing.
Please subscribe to Mark's channel seriously because by now, we figured it out, it will give me money. So the more subscribers he has, the more expensive the amp will be, even if it goes...
That's the angle.
Even if it goes beyond the price of an actual new one.
You know what I might do is just
how much-
buy one.
No. We have a deal. We shook hands on it. Not really.
We did?
No. But that's the deal. Are you not a man of your word?
No. Where'd you get that in?
I don't know.
What would lead you to think that?
You guys have been awesome, and let's make the test. You wouldn't know, but what do we say at the end?
Guten Tag. Animals at the end.
Wow.
You don't think I know that?
Do you know how many people don't know that?
I know that.
Do you know how many builders who paid me for videos don't know that?
See? I'm your friend.
You actually watch my videos.
I do. I told you I watch your videos. How do you think I know you?
That's some crazy shit.
Yeah, I like them.
This guy who made me cry so many times with this beautiful music, well, was
guitar
probably
playing.
you and you're playing, okay? So it's probably him sitting
I was
in the
standing
corner, drunk, and you doing other work. So I
You
thank
got
you so
that
much
right.
for all the emotions that you put in the songs.
and me for the apartment.
And you were also there.
I was there.
You mean the freezer upstairs?
Yes.
Thank you a million times for having me. This
That's
is a blast.
fine.
This is awesome. And this is a video. And maybe if I can charge the camera again, I'll make a video with Wyatt while he's working, and then we're going to look at all of Mark's guitars. I don't know if my batteries or cards are enough for that. I
Yeah,
have no idea.
get the drum set downstairs. I'd love you to get that in.
Oh yeah, we're filming that.
That'd be really
but
cool.
a separate video about your guitar
Okay,
collection.
sure. Oh, yeah, we got to do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
at some point. Yeah.
But that's a long ass video.
Yeah.
Nobody's got time for that.
4 hours long.
How many more do you have at home?
Yeah, like 5 or 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not crazy.
Not so bad.
Not crazy.
As he said, links below and
Animals at the end.